Break free from the traditions of your limiting beliefs. Now is the time to challenge that which speaks to you from the past. Now is the hour to act anew, to act from a renewed perspective, alive with the vitality of creation within you in the present moment. Here with you now is the breadth and width of life within you, calling at all times in the present moment. Though we only do not hear this when we are focusing, placing our attention to the traditions, to the pillars of traditions of beliefs we once lived, i.e. the past. The past lingers. Its familiarity appeals to our mediocrity, and we cling to it rather than experiencing the present moment. We cling, we hold, we coddle the past. We preserve it. In its preservation, we are comfortable, we are in control through familiarity, through the known, through the pillars of tradition that once held up our past. Though in the present we are invited into a renewed state, an alive state, an uncertain state, where in this space creation can emerge. Uncertainty is space. It is room. And in this space, in this room within, if we facilitate the space within us in the present moment, we ultimately hold a space for creation to emerge, for new ideas to emerge, for new actions, thoughts, people, opportunities to emerge. We have to accept our lack of control in terms of the output. We are in control in facilitating the space by being grounded in the present moment. Though we have to relinquish the control of the outcome of what is to emerge from this control. So in this practice we are engaging in the dualistic approach of creation. And this ultimately means letting go of the creation of the past. We are invited to let go of the creation of the past, to develop an open mind through a state of presence, through a rooting in all of creation in the present moment. Creation does not exist in the past. It does not exist in an expectation of a controlled outcome in the future. It exists in the holistic, in the wholeness and the fullness of the present moment, of this hour. And this is where creation calls to you. This is where life exists. Though many do not experience life, they experience the past, they experience the pillars of tradition of their previous beliefs. And so we fail to hear and to act upon life in the present moment when we are coddling the past, when we are preserving the past. In this process will breed uncertainty. And it is important to hold space for this uncertainty, because in that uncertainty is a relationship with creation, is an intimacy with it. And ultimately it sends a metaphysical signal to creation that you are open and willing to receive. Once your grail is empty, the universe knows you are ready. If your Grail is full of the traditions of the past. There is nothing to fill. There is no room for creation. There is no room for inspiration. There is no room for growth. And so this video is a reminder to empty yourself in a state, inner rooting in the present moment, to develop a relationship with and an ear for the musings and the inspiration and the creations that come through in this state, and to develop this skill, because it is a skill. It is a skill underrated in society, one overlooked, as we are often in society working towards a specific outcome. Society is built upon controlled outcomes, but the soul is not so inclined. That is a production of the mind. That is a production of fear, of wanting to control the outcome because it doesn't want to experience fear. But the soul is uninterested in fear. It's uninterested in control. It is only interested in creation, in creativity, in inspiration, in the freedom to move within space. And if your entire existence within is full of expectations and controlled outcomes that you've created in your mind because you do not want to face or feel or experience fear in the present moment, then creation, authentic creation, full-bodied creation, will not emerge through you, because your metaphysical signal suggests otherwise. It suggests, I am fearful of fear, and through that sensation and through that relationship, I am creating an image in my own fearful mind towards specific outcomes. And that sends out metaphysical signals to the universe that you are controlling your life. You are living in the image of fear, and you are creating controlled outcomes through your mind. And you have to deal with the karmic consequences of that fearful approach in your own way, in your own time. However, in a state of presence, when we acknowledge and accept feelings of fear, of inspiration, of hope, of sadness, we accept the fullness of life, and we ultimately create space for life, for ourselves to emerge, for our authentic self. To live in a state of denial of emotions and feelings and experience in the present moment is the antithesis of life, of creation. It is the denial of creation. And it is important to realize that, and to not feel forced to emulate the model of society, which is very much built on preservation of, a resistance to vulnerability, a repression of fear, or a control of fear through manifesting specific goals in the future, and also living through those plans and denying authentic inspiration and creation in the present moment. And that is one of the greatest challenges, is to veer off and to not succumb to the pressure of society, which is to live in that state of fear through living towards specific goals in the future, at the cost of experiencing yourself and life in the present moment. And again, this will be a skill to learn, a skill that is underrated, but one that you must learn to appreciate, and you will, once you adopt this practice and begin to see the mechanisms of creation, of organic creation, and once you begin to see that all of creation and inspiration is within you and in the present moment, then you will need no convincing. You will only be acting and being your whole self in the now, in the here. And so I invite you to that practice, that I invite you into that underrated skill that society will not teach, and you'll have to teach yourself and follow the path yourself, because there is no room for two. Only you may walk that walk. Only you may walk down that path. Only you may develop that skill in your own way. And with that, I wish you luck. Until the next video, bye.